Back for another episode. This time we got a special guest. It's my guy right here, man. We got to really know each other last year, but we've met long before that. But we're excited to introduce you.
Mario Addison,
Mm.
12-year NFL vet, straight up dog. Fast is all I know. He probably one of the fastest defensive ends I've ever seen.
I mean, you see him now; he look like a receiver. 12-year NFL career, undrafted, out of Troy University. Got it out the mud. Tied third all-time in Panthers history with the one and only Mike Rucker in sacks.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Playing only behind guys like Julius Peppers and Charles Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
Dog.
Mario, great to have you on the show, man. Another episode of Stu and the crew. How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing well, man. Glad to be on the show, my dog.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate you making some time, man.
Mario.
Most definitely.
Mario.
Huh?
You were a undrafted free agent to Chicago.
Yep.
Like you had a career as an undrafted free agent that people dream of.
Most definitely.
Like, what was your motivation when you was undrafted and got picked up in Chicago? Like, take us through the mindset of young Mario as best as possible.
Okay. So my senior year in college, I was balling at first, and then I broke my hand. I broke my hand against UAB at UAB, which I am from Birmingham. So that was my first time ever playing at home in front of my home crowd. It's their home stadium though. And then I broke my hand, right? I broke my hand there. And after I broke my hand, I got a little discouraged because I was like, I'm already small, really inexperienced in the DN position. I was just, I had speed. And, I was learning as I went. Because in high school, I was a running back and a quarterback.
You was a running back?
I actually learned the position as I went. So after I broke my hand, whatever, I still finished the season with a club on with like 11 and a half sacks as a DN at Troy University. And then, so it's time to go to the, get ready for the draft and all that. I was getting calls all the way through the draft and telling me it started like round 3, be ready, we about to pick you up, be ready.
Did you go to the combine, Mario?
I didn't go.
Okay.
I just pro day because at the time I still had like a little mini cast on.
What did you run at your pro day? 40.
Pro day I ran a 4.52.
You were definitely.
What'd you weigh?
You were 4.48.
They lied. They lied on the West Coast. I weighed 240, probably like 243. I was light. I was light. And but yeah, man. So the draft went on, did get picked. So I really didn't know about the free agent thing. You know what I'm saying? I was like, kind of in the dark on that. I was like, well, my career, football, is kind of over. I got to find something else to do. But then, my agent was like, you can go free agent. You can, now it's like the ball's in your court. You can kind of like pick the teams that want you, what I'm saying? You can pick between those teams which one you think fit the scheme that you played in. So I ended up picking Chicago, and because of Rod Marinelli and Troy, we had the same scheme. Hey y'all, I just came from the dentist. So if you see my lip look a little weird, it's because I had to say that.
That boy got that lazy lip.
Well, I feel like my types have
commitment, my man. He's still numbed up. You drooling. Get yourself a napkin.
Hey man, I'm trying to get right, man. Y'all bear with me. But look, so I chose Chicago, and to be honest, man, I was scared shitless. I ain't gonna lie, I was scared because I wasn't a true DN. Like I said, I just had mad speed. And going into a system like that, you got Julius Pepper, Big Izzy on the other side. Also, it was some dogs, bro, on that team, like some dogs. And I'm like, shit, like, How I'm gonna make this team, I don't know. But I do know I got hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm light and I'm blazing out the edge. And it was times, bro, like doing camp, man. I'm coming off the ball, man, and this big guy who I'm trying to defeat to get to the quarterback, right? Just grab me. And I'm like, because I wasn't used to really just throwing hands for real because I had the speed just to run around. So I learned right away that speed is good, but you got to have a counter move. And you got to do everything off of speed. That's right. You ain't just finna outrun these big boys because they athletic now. You know what I'm saying? Right. College, I can run around them easy.
And they're strong, got their hands on you, can't go nowhere.
That's right. Bruh. So at practice one day, I got humbled at practice quick. Thinking I'm just finna run around. I ran around, bro, grabbed me like this and kind of, just hold me. And I couldn't get out for it. I'm doing like this. I'm like,
put you in that
I
lock.
gotta learn how to use my hands, right? So then I learned how to, man, they taught me a couple of moves and stuff, how to, defeat this and that off the, off the speed. And then I just kept playing with it in there. But I would study guys like Pepper, easy out the edge, seeing what they were doing, right? And I was kind of incorporating that into what I was doing. So what really gave me, like, what stuck in my head was, all right, Mario, like you came this far. Ain't nobody stopping you but you. Mm-hmm. You got this the opportunity. Like, either you gonna sell out every day, every play, or you're behind gonna be back in Birmingham.
Right.
I ain't want to be back in Birmingham. So every day at practice, man, I try to do something to, stick in the coach's head. Because when you free agent and they don't have anything invested in you, you the first one out the door.
Right.
And it was other free agents too there with me that was, trying to make the team also. And they was true DNs while I was just an athlete. And I beat some of those guys out, man, and I made the team. I was so happy.
Yeah.
When I made the team, but I knew, like, making the team, it was okay, but the hardest part was staying on the team.
That's right.
That's the hardest part ever, man.
Right.
And
never safe.
Hard, man. I knew
safe,
that I had
right?
the talent to play, but I knew I had to, polish it up.
Looking over his shoulder.
Yeah, what does it mean, when you're talking about, I didn't want to go back to Birmingham, right? From back, you didn't want to go back to your hometown. Like, you just got out of college, and here you are in Chicago, new city.
Big city.
Yeah, big city, right?
Yeah.
You're on a large platform. Everybody, has expectations out of any team that coming out of Chicago. When you say, I didn't want to go back to Birmingham, what does that mean?
All right. For me, that means I don't want to go back home and work I don't want to work there. Mm-hmm. Right? I don't want to find a job back home. Like, I've been gone this long for college. I actually want to do something that I love doing, which was playing football. So I didn't want to go home and work, every day 9 to 5. I wanted to be playing football. Right. That's what I mean by not going back home.
Like, loving the game.
That's right.
Loving the game, yeah.
And you had an opportunity, but you had it by any means necessary based on your description, right? I mean, and that's what you go in as, right? You're really going in as a blank slate, raw talent, stepping into a defense that had guys like Julius Peppers, Lance Briggs, Urlacher, Peanut Tillman. What was your experience like, as you just described it, but when you step on the field as an undrafted free agent out of Troy and you're seeing these guys who were just in the Super Bowl, a few years prior, what were the first thoughts going through your mind? Stepping into that defensive meeting room.
That's a bit of a blessing.
Right? Yeah, you got some guys, but it could be either one or two ways, right? They either
It's two ways. So I was very excited to be around those guys, but I was timid and scared at the same time that I couldn't mess up, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm walking on eggshells, bro. Like you just said, like, let's say we're in the defensive room, right? With everybody in there, Peanut, everybody. I'm talking about everybody in there. Like, these some big time players. Right. And me, I didn't look at myself I didn't know what I looked at myself, bro. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what the hell I was in there. I just knew I was a young guy that's scared as hell. Like I was quiet, and Stu, you know me. I got like a big personality.
Oh yeah.
I was so quiet, man. Like they probably thought I was a serial killer in there.
Yeah, you was just trying to figure it out.
I was trying to figure it out, bro. And I had my mouth closed, bro. But then when you have a guy like Marinelli and to come up there and talk, right? So this way scared me even more. Marinelli ain't nothing to play with. Rod Marinelli ain't nothing to play with. And when I heard him tell one of the top players, if you want to be here, go home. Go home. He told a top player that, bro. I'm like, yep, there it is. I'm going home soon. Bro, when he told, I'm talking about, I ain't gonna name the player, but a big name player. He said, if you don't want to be here, go home. I'm like,
I thought it was a wrap.
If so he talking to him like that,
yeah, you bound.
You thought it was a matter of time,
bro. I ain't got a chance, bro.
Hey, you know what, guy? I'm gonna head out.
You know what?
God, look. So after that day, I looked at him like totally different. I said yes sir and no sir so much to him. I know he probably said, "Hey man, look here, you ain't got to say yes sir, no sir that much, man." All right. But I was scared, bro. I was scared of
man. So, I think your emotion and your recollection of your rookie year in the NFL is probably synonymous with a lot of guys that come in, including, you know, there's guys that come in as top round picks. I think that probably still feel the same way. One of the things that really surprised me in going to college, I went to a small school, University of Maine, but when I got there, and I'm sure you probably maybe you experienced this at the University of Oregon, the amount of players that show up to college without desire to go play at the next level. Did you ever experience that? Did you ever was there any guys there that like didn't really have or didn't really like just kind of like, you know, whether it was fear that they weren't good enough or they just had other interests, they just wanted to get to school for an education.
Yeah, but you have guys there that just there for the wrong reasons. Period. I got a jersey. That's all I wanted.
Right. They want to be the BMOC, right? Big man on campus, whatever it may be. But I say that to say some guys sneak through, and some guys get to the league. But when they get there, second, third, fourth round, or UFDA undrafted free agent, you can see it in their eyes. You can see it in their eyes. Right,
I no parts of it.
That's right.
Oh man,
that's right. And I think everybody has.
I gotta go block Julius Peppers.
Oh, yeah.
Lord. Go ahead and count me out, coach.
For the fans out there, the level of not only physical, right? The physical, you know, you can make up the physical piece in a lot of ways, right? There's guys that are outliers, but you're there for a reason because you compete.
Yes.
But the mental strain that is on there with the number of reps, you know, your performance, you know, those things that come along with it is at a level that is unprecedented. Not pressure, you know, not necessarily pressure, but you're trying to perform at a level because you see the guys that are out there, and you're holding yourself now to a new standard. And so, as you just described, man, you're thinking, shoot, if I breathe the wrong way, this brother gonna have my bags packed and cleats shipped back to Birmingham.
Already at home.
Exactly. So it's something that to hear you say that is surprising, because I didn't realize, you know, the depth of your story and coming out. I knew you got it out the mud. You're one of those guys that maybe your career was a little longer than expected, what have you. But I didn't realize that. I don't think I even knew that you were really an undrafted free agent, man. You just carried your game spoke so many. It went so far for so long.
Yeah.
And you're a household name.
Yeah. Like what are some things that you learned from guys like Julius Peppers, Peanut Tillman, you know, guys of that nature?
They taught me how to be a professional football player.
Yeah.
And when I say that, they always preach to me like what I need to do. Such Tillman was more so on the field. He used to catch me walking. He'd be like, yo, every time you get a chance, go for that ball. No matter what situation you in, if somebody bite, go for that ball. You know, don't get ran over trying to go for it, but secure the tackle and go for the ball. Always used to preach that to me. Like young, even when he got to Carolina, he always taught me that.
Peanut punch.
Yeah.
Yep.
He lived it.
Pep told me, he was like, yo, you got to be on time.
That's exactly what he said.
Yo,
yo.
you got to be on time, man. Study the playbook. Make sure you know this. We putting this in the next day. Make sure you know that, because he's going to call on you. You're a young guy. He's going to call on you.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, I got called on. You know what I'm saying? So
that's a good
you put me in positions to be prepared for what's coming, right? And my hat's off to those guys, man. And the crazy thing about it, Pep know I wasn't finna come in and take his position. But at the end of the day, he still coached me up. I guess he's seen, that I had it in me to be that DN, to be a DN in the league,
right?
Even at my size. So my hat's off to Pep, because he always coached me up, man. And like I said, I incorporate some of his game in my game just by studying, how he played.
It's always good to have, that reassurance, especially from a future Hall of Famer at that time, right?
Yes.
Like that confidence, right?
Yeah.
We need that confidence in this game, because there's going to be a lot of down points in the career. There's going to be a lot of ups.
That's right.
But to have a guy like Julius Peppers say, hey, look, do things this way and you're going to be all right. That man taking notice in you, in your craft, and who you are. That's awesome, because then you come to Carolina, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Talk about that transition, especially from the locker room standpoint, the differences and, the aura or whatever, because you came in the same year that, trying to think, was that the year after Cam or the same year as Cam?
2012.
12. Yeah, after Cam.
The year after Cam.
Yeah.
Right. So like,
I got there in 11, and I got there in end of 12.
Yep.
Yeah.
Talk about that transition
on the rise,
because that was the beginning of.
So by then, I was on 2 more other teams, and I was very blessed because I never got a practice squad check. A team would come pick me up within either hours or the next day, right? So I was real blessed, thank God for that. And when I got to Carolina, hands down, Carolina, and I'm gonna say Buffalo, the 2 best locker rooms I ever been a part of, because in my eyes, they were the same locker room. Same system. When Beam and McDermott took Carolina culture up there, it's the exact same in the locker room and training room. Good people. So when I got to Carolina, man, everybody embraced me. Everybody was cool. Nobody was arrogant at all. We probably had people who talked a lot. Greg Olsen. Greg just always talked. But other than that, man, everybody was cool, man. Even Cam come through. You know what I'm saying? Talk a little crap to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody have a little fun, and everybody loved each other in that locker room. When I say loved each other, we loved each other, bro.
Yeah.
We'll go to war for each other out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not getting there in 12, right? And I'm already saying, I like these guys. Why I go kill for these guys? You feel me? I go kill for these guys. And I got my first sack in 2012 when I got to Carolina. Speak about opportunity, man. If you got an opportunity, seize it. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't come around often. Especially a man and that was in my position at the time, undrafted free agent. We played Philly Rebels and the Chargers up in San Diego. And I got in, a couple guys had got some sacks. I got in, I got my first sack, and it was a sack forced fumble.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so geeked up, y'all. Man, I was so happy. I'm like, bro, I just sacked Philly Rebel. and it was a sack forced fumble.
Yeah.
Bro, you couldn't tell me nothing, bro. But not only that, the look on this, to look to the sideline and see all your boys. You just met these guys. All them boys jump up, Charles Johnson, Greg Hardy, Frank Alexander, the one, everybody just jumping up doing their thing. I'm like, yo,
that's your team.
I could do
that's
this.
Your team, right?
I could do this for these guys.
That's the brotherhood, man.
Yeah, man.
That's the brotherhood, man.
It's crazy, man. And I feel like I was playing for those guys. You know, at the end of the day, I wanted to make the team, and I wanted to be one of those DNs. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I was really playing for those guys and my coaches because everybody, they believed in me. And then the coaches, they gave me an opportunity. And then, like, it's great thing is Eric Washington. He was D-line coach at the time. Now he's the defense coordinator in Chicago, right? When I first got there in the end of 12, Eric Washington asked me, Mario, like, from a defense end standpoint, like, what are you good at? And I told him, Coach, I got speed. I'm good. I'm good at coming off the ball. He was like, all right. Like, what else? What else you good at? You know what I'm saying? Off of that. I'm like, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you, Coach. You know, like, I gotta, you know, really polish up everything else, you know, as far as hands and everything. He was like, okay. So I had a couple of things in my toolbox, but I really didn't know when to use them, right? So with Eric Washington, he a phenomenal coach, best D-line coach ever. Like, hands down for me, and a lot of people can vouch, I would say one of the best D-line coaches that ever coached in the NFL. Yeah. One of, period. Definitely top 5.
Yeah, I can say that because I remember just like y'all going to meeting rooms. It was almost like y'all couldn't wait to go to meeting rooms. Like to just be in that room, that defensive line room. It was like, man, I want to go in there, eat y'all snacks and hang out. Because there was a culture in there that was like, man, we gonna go in here and be great.
Yeah. You feel me? And like, he gonna break everything down to the smaller molecule. And he always taught me, like I said, I had speed. Everybody know I had speed. But he taught me how to do everything off of speed. When a person is passive, he told me, be aggressive with them. And when a person is aggressive, speed your hands up. He told me when to counter, when to throw my long arm in. He taught me all that stuff. And each year, and this is why I stuck so long, right? Each year, I found a way to get better. Every year. And he always taught me, what you did last year don't mean S. It don't mean S. You got to build it back up from the ground up. And that's how I approach everything. Even when I had got like a little deal there, I still feel like I'm trying to make this team, which I was. Even when I got some money, years later, I still approach everything the same, like I'm trying to make this team, no matter what. And that mindset that Eric Washington installed in me, man, I'm forever grateful for it. And at the end of the day, I still use it now.
Yeah, that's being a pro. He taught you how to be a pro.
Exactly.
Man, I could tell you love Carolina, man. You love, and it was so great last year. And I could tell, and Carolina loves you because when we had you come out and join us down in Jacksonville, and then last year when you came back for the first time, I can always see who was present while they were here by the reactions of folks in the organization. And when we stepped on the sideline, we were down in Jacks last year for the partners trip, and you joined us and you spent some time with folks. Man, people lit up when they saw you, man. Yeah. So you can tell how you're embraced and how much you embrace. You can just hear it coming through your voice right now, man.
Yeah.
But we love. I'm glad that you were part of it, man. But I want to take it back to Birmingham, man. What you doing now? Because you out here getting these cars looking clean, man. We're gonna see.
Hey,
we're gonna drive one up. We gotta see it. So let's talk about his YouTube channel, Built by Yo, custom cars, an automotive professional. Tell us a little bit what you got going on, man.
Yeah, how'd that start?
All right, so growing up, I'm just gonna throw this out. Growing up, I always like old school cars because me personally, I grew up in the hood, quote unquote, and all the big time guys, they had like old school cars like Cutlasses, Monte Carlos, and stuff like that. I said, man, I ever get some money, man, I'm gonna give me about 2 old school cars, man. Like, period. So I bought me a Monte Carlos in high school, right? And I said, if I ever go to the NFL or anything, I'm gonna build this car, which is my white and orange Monte Carlos that I used to drive to practice to. That was my first car I really went through. like I really built. And
what year? What year was it? What year was the Monte Carlo?
85 Monte Carlos.
85 Monte Carlo.
It says.
What about
the reason I chose white and orange?
Yeah, I was about to say, why white and orange?
Yeah, because in high school, my mom bought me a race car jacket. It was Tony Stewart Home Depot.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I had a Tony Stewart Home
the
Depot
race
too.
That was the
if I ever build one, it's gonna be that color. And I talked to I actually got a chance to meet Tony Stewart too. And I told him that story. And that's on the YouTube channel also. So now I got a personal collection of cars. I have around about 45 to 50 cars in my collection. Right? But also, you know, I trade here and there also. And I got a great channel going on, man. My YouTube channel built by Yo. My
Click,
IG
subscribe.
page, yeah. Please like, share, subscribe.
Here you go.
Share it
plug.
with everybody. Share it with
I
everybody.
love y'all. I know y'all love me too. Please support. And I got the IG is built by Yo and the TikTok built by Yo also. But the good thing about the YouTube is what I'm doing with it. So I actually just got monetized. So it's finna start, you know, rolling. And the money that I get from YouTube, I'm putting it back in the community.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So, you know, I already do a lot of stuff within like Birmingham and surrounding areas. So now that all the money that I get from the YouTube, it'll help me do more. You always can do more. And that's always my mindset. You know, you can do this, do that, but you always can do more. So all that money going straight into, you know, back into the community.
So man, look, we talked about, you know, there's full circle here. You're talking about you're back in Birmingham.
Yeah.
Right. And we talked about why your drive, we talked about your fuel was to not go back. Right.
Yeah.
And we know, you know, you had a tragedy in the family, right?
Yeah.
But what made you now at the end of your career at a different stage in life say, you know what, that's gonna be home for me, right? Where a place that seemed like maybe it was a little bit harder, maybe a little struggle, maybe there's some pain associated with that.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us what made you make that decision.
All right, so like you said, the tragic death of my baby brother, Jamal Rodriguez. He got gunned down. He got killed in 2019. We actually was in the air coming back from San Fran. We just got our butts kicked. And I would text my brother. He had told me that, you know, my brother had got killed. Well, he told my brother had got shot up. And, you know, like 45 minutes later, he said, he's gone. And I can remember in 2019, man, I'm just standing up on the plane and just said, no. So I was like kind of screaming on the plane, like, no. And Big Poe grabbed me. He was like, you good, bro? You good, bro? You good, bro? I like, no, bro, they just killed my little brother. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I was just talking to the player, man, I just kept saying, bro, they just killed my little brother, bro. They just killed my little brother, man. And I was just hot about that. But one of the reasons, like, I wanted to come back home, which I actually stayed in the suburb of Birmingham, which is Gardendale. It's Gardendale, Alabama. So it's like, you know, like the suburbs, like you got South Park and Charlotte. It's like South Park or Charlotte. And the reason I'm back home for real, man, most of my family is here, but I've been gone for so long, right? I miss it. Like I did 5 years in college, 12 years in NFL, you know, and I spent time more like throughout the years. I was only here for maybe 3 months, if that, out of the year. The rest of the time, I'm in whatever state that I was playing for. Mm-hmm. And I remember like every year, man, I do youth camps, you know, free. All my events always been free, always. Because like I said, where I come from, I wanted to show people that Mario Addison care. I didn't have an NFL player to come, you know, talk to me and tell me, Mario, you can achieve this, you can do that, you know. So I wanted to be that guy to them. Mm-hmm. So I always said I wanted to be hands-on with everything I do. And I remember like years, I used to fly back for Thanksgiving. You know, we used to be off. I used to always schedule it like that. We used to be off. Let's say we won a game, we off on a Monday, you know, such and such. I fly down like say we off on a Tuesday. I fly down like late Monday and do my turkey drive on Tuesday, then fly back up right out of the turkey drive for practice Wednesday. And one time I missed it, right? I missed the turkey drive because, like I said, I'm used to giving all the turkeys, like me, face to face, giving it to
the
people.
present.
And and the reaction that they used to give me, man, it was priceless. And I felt so good. I felt the best when I was giving back, bro. That's why I'm so passionate about giving back. You know what I'm saying? So the one time that I did miss it, because, you know what I'm saying, Coach Ron had kind of turned the schedule around, it was different. So I couldn't be there. And I felt so bad, bro. Even though everybody still got, you know what I'm saying, they turkeys, because I usually pick my community I grew up, and I pick a different community every year. So I always start in Vice Hill, which is my community. I go there, give away, then we'll go to another community and give away the turkeys. And I felt so bad that I missed, bro. I like, dang, bro, I really love these people. I really love my people in Birmingham. And when I got done, man, I was like, you know what? I think I need to go back home. And Birmingham needs me more than anything now. It's right now, man, it's a lot going on here. You know, I kind of stay out of the way, but like I said, I still do my events and stuff. But it's a lot of killing, man. The young guys, they don't have any guidance no more. Like me, I had a whole lot of older people, coaches and stuff to kind of mold me to, you know, do the right thing. And then when I was young, you know, I used to actually play in the streets, you know, go out, have fun with the young guys, just throughout the hood, different hoods, just we was outside more. But now, this generation, they don't care about going to jail, bro. They don't care about losing their lives. And they don't care about, like, just killing people. And that's scary. Yeah. And like where I come in at, I always try to, you know, talk to the guys. I even do man-to-man meetings, you know, to try to catch some of the younger guys and anybody can come to the man-to-man meeting, but I'm trying to catch some of the guys to just, you know, try to mold them into, like, tell them it's more than just sports or more than just being in your hood, basically. That you can be a doctor, lawyer, you know, everything other than, you ain't got to be no football player. There's other things out there, good police, doctor, lawyer, just everything. Just all that in a nutshell.
Man, go ahead, Stu.
Yeah, you are a man that understands community, first of all, because when you were talking earlier about your first experience getting that sack with Phillip Rivers and seeing your boys on the sideline cheering for you, that's community. That's what we all, like, yearn for.
No doubt.
Is to be part of something and be part of something that accepts you, that sees you, that understands you. You know, I have 2 daughters, and the one thing that I know about my daughters is they need consistency. They need someone to step in and say, "Hey, look, these are the boundaries." Right?
Yeah.
This is guidance. I'm going to help you, like, figure this out, because there's a lot that you don't know.
Exactly.
That's why, you know, parents are, you know, so valuable, you know, in the home, you know, especially a man, right?
Yeah.
Men are so much needed more than ever, because you have the cell phones, you have the lack of interaction because of technology, right?
Yeah.
So these kids are growing up being lost even more. So having guys like yourself, you know what I'm saying, pouring into these individuals, because you've experienced people pouring into you. Because I know for myself, I credit the men that has been placed in my life, where I'm at, because my dad wasn't around. My mom was a single mom. She can't be dad. Like, she tried her best to raise two young men the best of her ability, right? And I credit God in my life to be able to see, you know, just because I didn't have, you know, that man presence, you know, as a father, doesn't mean that God's not going to deliver or show me other men doing things the right way. And for you, and just knowing you, a man that is so, like, passionate for community, and understanding your part in that, that's a huge
commendable.
It's just so commendable. And I think more men need to hear your story, because I think we sometimes, you know, hold ourselves back, You know, we don't really sometimes feel like we're adequate. Like, oh, I don't have the tools to tell this young man how to achieve or, you know, have success or
Tools,
get through their
resources.
problems or whatever it is, but just being there. And I think what you said when you said, I felt so bad not being there. It's not what you're doing. It's the fact that you're there. And
exactly.
And being able to be there with the experiences that you have to share, right? The resources that God has been able to bless you with. Being there and being something that is present for your community is what I hear you talking about. And I think if we as men take that approach in our communities, we can turn things around.
Right. And I think oftentimes to follow up on that, I think a lot of men and people in general don't know where to start. Right? You just said there's a lot going on in my community right now.
Yeah.
Some people will get discouraged because they don't know where to begin.
Yeah.
Where does the first conversation take place? Where does the first hand on the shoulder get laid? Who's the first school we should approach? Do they at the first, you know, and oftentimes there's a lot of people in those positions that get discouraged because of lack of funding, lack of support, lack of follow through. And so you can almost feel helpless. And so for you to just recognize, hey, look, this is my, you know, heartbeat. This is my call to action. This is my path to feeling fulfilled. That's what you really want to attain, and whatever it is, it's the same way you approach your career. Find a way.
Find a way. Yep.
Find a way. So,
I love that, man, because
awesome, man.
Also too I think the discouragement piece, right? When you see a big mess, right?
Yeah.
Gotta wash the dishes. All them dishes in that sink.
Tend to shy away.
You shy away. You're like, man, I'll get it later. It's too much to deal with right now. Right?
Yeah.
But like I always when I think about you, Mario, every interaction that you have that I've had with you, whether it be me being down and out because I'm injured, we in the training room together, ankles all jacked up, whatever it is, always pointed out like, man, I'm just blessed. This is just a blessing to be here.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna be ready on Sunday. It hurt right now, but I'm gonna be ready on Sunday. We're gonna be ready on Sunday, Stu.
Yeah.
And like during practice, like, you know, hey, I was right there. Like,
oh yeah.
When we try to stretch that ball to the sideline, like, hey, I was right there. I was right on the hip.
I would got it out, Stu.
You going to get him? You going to get him?
He was getting there. But just understanding, like, there's just so much value, I think, in the person that you are, you know, and so much to learn and take away from that, because we all need to have a little bit of Mario in us. We all need to have, you know, that positivity, that mindset that it might be bad right now, but it's going to be okay.
That's right.
And it might be real messy, but I just need to be present for one. If I can be present for one, that one can go be present for someone else.
That's right.
And I love that. And I love that approach. And I mean, everything that you've been speaking, man,
give him a word.
It's giving me.
Give him a word.
Give me chills.
Give him a word. He said, Lord, there's a mess in the message.
Yes.
That's right. I like that.
Lord. There's a mess in the message.
Oh, we ain't say sing now.
Dear Lord Jesus, we come here today to just come here and testify that we are here to touch one, and the one will be able to go touch many, and those that are far and few between.
Yes, Lord.
Hey,
yes, Lord.
Mario, man. Look, what was it about your time here that allowed you to flourish as a pass rusher in Carolina? Right? We talked about Cole Washington, you know, but what do you think was like the catalyst for you to hit your stride here in Carolina?
Like I said, I try to evolve every year, but I can't say I did it all by myself. I'll be lying if I say that. But I always had guys like, you know, and I'm not even talking about the D-line room. We all hold each other to a higher standard, and we gonna achieve it no matter what. But I also had guys behind me, Luke Kuechly, Thomas Davis, that I didn't want to let down. Mm-hmm. Like Luke, for example, even Thomas. Like these guys were like students of the game. They used to study hard, right? To put guys like me in position. Now, if these guys gonna study that hard to know this play coming here, this coming there, they're going, and all they gotta do is just say Mario, scoot over here, or Mario, stunt there, or Mario, or just say Mario, and I know what it means, then I'm gonna listen, right? And I'm gonna play my ass off. Like in the game of football, man, it's easy. Know your job and do your job. And like Luke put me in so many positions, bro. I can't even tell y'all, man.
Wendy, give me your first Luke. Shout out to Luke, right? Yeah. He's obviously Luke is now going to be eligible for the Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2025, right? He's going to be on the ballot, and we all got our fingers crossed, hoping that he gets across that line.
Sign him up.
What was your first recollection of? Man, this dude really Superman. What was your first Luke experience that you said, man, I get to play with a cat like this?
I can't even say first, but it's so many. I seen the way, like, all right, we playing. Let me see who we playing. I just call out a team. We're playing maybe, I want to say the Saints. Mm-hmm. Breeze was like shouting out. He audible to play this, that. The more he did this, that. Luke did this, that. Right? You know what I'm saying? So
I knew there was a story.
Yeah, so they checked out a pass play and they ran it. We didn't know that. All we know is it's third and long, right? They finna throw this sucker, and my ears pinned back, so I'm ready to rush. Luke was like Mario, like stunning the B gap, right? I'm like, in my head, I'm like, hell no, start the big out for, bro.
I'll try to get this quarterback.
I'm trying to get this side, man.
You got that hand cocked. You ready to take off. You ready to go.
Look, I stunned it in the B gap. There was in the gun, right? And when I stunned it in the B gap, he handed the ball off. I made the running back bubble. And he kind of, like I made him bubble back like 3 yards. And Luke got tackled for loss, right? So if I would have cleaned my footwork just a little, I would have had a sack. I'm not a sack, but a tackle for loss.
Yeah,
I would have had that, right?
Right.
But the fact that he put me in that position, and that's still a factor. Right. If I had to play in that play, right? And in my head, I was like, bro, how did you know that? You know me, Mario. I study film.
I mean, for the people that are listening right now, this is so valuable. It would almost be like if I'm a running back, Cam hand me the ball off, and he said, "Hey, look, as I'm getting the ball, he tell me, hey, cut it back, it's wide open." It would be almost like that. What you're explaining to me.
Yes.
And I cut it back, and I hit a home run. Right, I score a touchdown, whatever, first down, and like. To have a guy like that behind you and just being able to, like, basically just tell you what to do and you just trust it,
and you trust
because it's proof in the pudding.
Right. Yeah.
Like that's that's something that does not come around often. That's a D-line that doesn't happen often. Nobody has a guy like that playing the linebacker position on every team.
That's a D-line dream.
To
have a 17-year vet in Thomas Davis, to have a guy like Luke. I mean, I feel like it was a race to the ball with the linebackers. And you all as D linemen, y'all had some speed at D line too, right? You had some athletes. So
competition.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Great share.
Like with everything that's going on right now with the Carolina Panthers, the transition, the season last year, this year, rough start. 2 games, they lost. Yesterday, they announced that Bryce Young is benched. The defense right now is trying to figure out, what they're gonna bring to the table, having a hard time, establishing
with the big
themselves.
loss of Derrick Brown.
Yeah, with the big loss of Derrick Brown, being able to stop the run, and all those types of things that you want out of your defense, we're not necessarily getting right now.
Yeah.
If you could say one thing to the Carolina Panthers as not just a vet, but a legend, what would you say to them right now?
Man, I tell those guys to trust their inner eight. APE. The A stand for attitude, the P stand for preparation, and the E stand for effort. If those guys trust those three, everything else, man, will come easy.
Yeah. That's that inner eight. That's that Ron Rivera.
Ron Rivera. And I heard a couple guys talk about that.
Use it, bro. And like
me too. Me too.
Yeah.
Attitude, preparation, and effort. Control the controllable.
Control the controllable.
Man, Mario.
Miss that.
Man, Mario, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing with us, being vulnerable. It's always good hearing you, man. Hearing your voice, it just brings a smile on my face.
Yes, sir.
Likewise, chills. Man. It just gives me chills, man. Just keep on doing your thing with the cars. Everybody make sure you tune in to what Mario's doing.
Let me hold the keys, Mario.
Because he's not just doing things that he's passionate about. He's spreading his passion with his city, with his community, giving back. And hopefully you listening to this, you're inspired to do the same.
We need you back. Come on back. Charlotte waiting on you.
Yeah. You know I come. You know I'm coming.
All right, then, y'all.
Mario Addison, Panthers legend. Yo, we appreciate you.
I appreciate y'all, man.